Right, then we'll move on. Lorenzo Fertitta. So I don't know if you know that name. He was the original, one of the original, I think,
What's his
investors.
name?
Lorenzo Fertitta. I think he was one of the original investors and booker for UFC.
For Tita.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had breakfast with him yesterday. No, I'm
Did
kidding.
you have a Fertitta or a fajita?
Either one of them will do. So what's he got going on?
There's a rumor going around that he's going to buy TNA. So he sold his shares in UFC. He's a very wealthy man, and now there's a rumor going around that he's interested in TNA. So this is from The Observer last Friday. So Dave Meltzer reported insights from WWE insiders suggesting the partnership may include some significant provisions. According to Meltzer, the agreement between WWE and TNA resembles past arrangements WWE has with European promotions, or had with European promotions like places in England, Scotland, Germany, that kind of thing. But we'll get to Lorenzo in a sec. At that time, WWE offered to feature European talent on its shows, and in return, the promotions that would provide event footage for the WWE network. Now, these deals, which were accepted by all but RevPro, also included a window during which WWE had the option to buy out the promotions. While this doesn't confirm the WWE plans to purchase TNA, Meltzer suggests that the current deal might include a similar clause, and adding another twist, there are rumours that a former UFC executive, Lorenzo Fertitta, is also eyeing a potential acquisition of TNA as well. So there's two things there. One, Lorenzo Fertitta, who's bored, sat at home with his millions, might want to get into wrestling. And two, that WWE might have a provision to actually buy TNA. Do you buy either of those things?
Who reported it?
Meltzer?
I give it a 50-50 chance, maybe. But I never thought there would be a day that any wrestling company would sell for what they're moving around for now. I mean, WWE got into Mexico, and it would seem like to me, and there's another theory going around that WWE, they want to uh, tamp down the pressure from TNA from being a second promotion.
I mean AEW.
I guess they forgot AEW.
Hmm.
Are they trying to hold AEW down?
That's going to be coming up later as well.
Okay.
But I don't even know if TNA's for sale. I mean, they got rid of Scott D'Amore early this year or last year, whenever it was, because, I guess he had too grandiose of a vision, and he wanted to bring in CM Punk, and he wanted to spend some money and, get the promotion rocking and rolling a little bit more. And now there are theories that TNA might sell. There have been theories ever since WWE and TNA started this sort of inter-promotional working together kind of thing, and they're working together pretty darn closely. There's a lot of NXT stars going to TNA, and then you've got your Joe Hendrys and everybody else. Ash by Elegance is coming to NXT, I think, for the first time in 2 years. The working hand in glove kind of thing. Well, what's the end game with TNA? Do you think TNA wants to sell to someone who has links to TKO? Or does WWE want to buy TNA? Or is this just all the rumour? I don't even know what's in it for WWE unless they're trying to buy TNA at this point.
Well, I can't get inside their heads, and I don't know. But we'll cover this a little more because I think WWE is trying to cover all bases and trying to take out anything that could possibly arise to a level of actually competing with them to be the number one promotion in the world.
But why? Because they know as well as anybody how many wrestling wars have they lived through where they know for a fact that competition spurs them on to do better.
Well, they've never. I don't think they've ever had one like AEW with a lot of money behind it.
WCW, that's the only other one.
Yeah, but WCW, they were a conglomeration of investors. Tony Khan, he owns it. Him and his dad, I guess, own it all. So that's a different. See, WCW had to respond to the investors. If somebody wanted to offer, say it's selling at, I don't know, $5 a share or whatever, if somebody offered $6, some of the investors will say, hey, the guys, they're offering $6, which means I'm going to make X number of dollars. We need to take that. But see, Tony Khan and his father, what's his father's name? Sadiq or
Shad.
something?
Yeah, Shad.
Shad Khan. That may not even phase them because this is Tony Khan's. It's his baby, so he's going to really overcharge for it, probably more than it's worth. But still, you still have those contracts coming in from those networks, and they say 2026 is going to shatter it all. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think AEW. Let's get into the AEW thing now then, because AEW, I think they've got a contract till 2027, and this is another thing from the Observer. Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, this is a write-up from Cultaholic about the Observer report. Dave Meltzer has reported that on Wrestling Observer Radio that WWE are going so heavy on counter-programming All Elite Wrestling as they want to put Tony Khan's promotion out of business and establish TNA as the number 2 company within the industry. WWE are afraid AEW will receive a large increase in their current US TV deal with Warner Brothers Discovery when the deal is potentially renewed in either 2027 or 2028, which would make AEW incredibly profitable. This is a quote, the story that's going around that they wanted to move from December 13th to December 27th. I believe WWE wants to put...
What's that mean? What's that mean?
It means they didn't really explain in the thing, I don't think. John Cena's retirement match, they now want to pit head-to-head against an AEW pay-per-view in order to lessen the amount of buys that AEW get for it. Given all the action and everything that has been done, of course they want to. It isn't the only thing. There's so much going on that will probably be breaking the next couple of months. When it comes to different things, gosh, word soup this. They really want TNA to become the other promotion because they can control TNA. This is a major full court press. They just want this guy, Tony Khan, out of the box, and they know if numbers stay good, and that he's going to get a renewal at a much bigger number, just like they did. He's already very profitable. Well, yeah, for like 1 year, like if that at the moment, but... Here's the point.
Well,
let's just condense the ramblings here. Is that WWE are now going all out, which they already are with counter booking, to try and harm AEW as much as possible and harm their bottom line and maybe even stop them from getting as lucrative a television deal. But once again, why? Why are they once again reigniting a wrestling war that was decided years earlier? They're in different leagues as far as profitability and mainstream acceptance and whatever. So why are they trying to stomp down another promotion and install TNA as number 2?
That's their defense. That's their strategy. If you go back, that started at least 20 years ago or more, maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah, even longer. JCP, when it was a Jim Crockett promotion.
That's the way
they were counter-programming pay-per-views.
Yeah, they responded by the counter programming. That's the way that's their defense, and they would counter program, and they had a big celebration when they made. Did they make Tony Khan move a night? Didn't he move to Wednesday nights or Tuesday?
No, NXT. So originally speaking, NXT debuted shortly before AEW Dynamite back in 2019, like 2 weeks before or whatever. NXT was previously WWE Network exclusive, and then when they heard that AEW was going to be on TNT and on a Wednesday, they counter-programmed by putting NXT, moving it a day. I don't know if they moved it a day, maybe they did, and putting it on USA, right?
Yep.
And over the course of
something like that,
yeah, over the course of like a year and a half or 2 years or whatever it was, AEW Dynamite for the most part outdrew them in the ratings, to the point that WWE then moved NXT to Tuesday.
WWE has always issued, the counter programming because that's how they ran all the little mom and pop territories out of business.
They bought the tapes, or not bought the tapes. They paid the stations.
They bought the time.
Yeah, they bought the time.
They bought the time, and at a good hour though. Used to be if you had wrestling on in a city. This is not all of them. But it would be on at odd times, like 1 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes you could, and they didn't draw many people because a lot of people at 1 o'clock in the morning they're into bed. But they've always counter programmed any opposition by just going head up with them on the TV shows. And thus far, it has worked. See, like, and I was trying to figure this out. Channel 5 in Memphis, I don't know if they charged Jerry Jarrett for that time. I don't think so, because the ratings were so high. They were, I think, just giving him the whole hour and a half. And they were taking most of the ad money. But I think Jerry finally smartened up, said, "Hey, you're making all this ad money. It's still costing me money to put on this TV show. I got to pay these guys. I got to put the ring up. I got to do this." And I think they started sharing toward the end. But Memphis used to be, I mean, it was just unbelievable the ratings they would get. I have heard they would get into the 21s sometimes. And one time it went to a 22. Now, this is what I'm hearing. I never saw any material that backed this up. But, Jerry Jacks told me they have hit a 22 before, because that was in the days of Dallas. And they were getting the same ratings as primetime TV was getting in Memphis. And that's against ratings like Dallas and those big shows they had back then. But, and I don't know what their viewing audience was. Say it was 600,000. They was getting 300 to 400,000 watching the wrestling show. Now that's in the viewing area. And it come time that finally one day I decided, the wrestlers are the most over people in this town. And we didn't even know it.
Apart from J.R. Ewing. We were. If J.R. Ewing turned up in Memphis,
yeah,
that would have been something.
Well, he was over too, and that's how Lawler, they drew all those big houses, because it had such a huge coverage area and it was a good show.
With TNA, there's been a theory going around that if WWE does take over, or someone affiliated with WWE, and then get them a better spot on a better network. Keep in mind that Anthem still own TNA, and I think they might own the channel that they're on as well at the moment. Access, yeah, I think Anthem own that. But so let's say if they do sell, I mean, are they just going to use TNA to try and counter-program Dynamite, which would be terrible for TNA? It'd be terrible for everyone, really, but, apart from WWE trying to put a dent in AEW. So, I mean, if you bought TNA, then what do you do with it?
Hey, it's out of my hands now. I don't know. They're going to probably, I hope, put the best TV they can possibly put on TV, because if you want to draw fans, you got to give them something to watch. You just can't put wrestling on against wrestling, because people are they're going to make a determination early. Which one I want to watch? I want to watch this one. I want to watch this one. I think the days of swapping back and forth, it still happens, but I don't think it happens anywhere close to what it used to.
Yeah. It's because you just record it anyway. If you're desperate to watch both, you just watch one on catch up.
Yeah, and you can tape one and watch it back later. But that's way too much wrestling for me. I mean,
yeah. Well, think of it this way.
One time here, I was watching 5 or 6 hours of wrestling. I was burnt out. Just give me one story to follow. And it's almost like when the NFL, this is a long time ago, NFL and the AFL came along. Well, I was an NFL fan. I didn't know those AFL teams, because they went to cities that didn't have an NFL team, so I thought they were second rate. So I would just watch the big guys until WrestleMania to Super Bowl III. And I don't think many people out there remember Super Bowl III, but that's when the AFL finally won the Super Bowl. Mm. And that's what established him. That was Joe Namath and the New York Jets. I remember that.
Was I going to add anything else to that? Oh yeah, that was it. Monday is Raw, Tuesday is NXT, Wednesday is Dynamite. Let's say TNA goes on a Thursday now, and let's say if someone's bought and then they reprogram and put it on a Thursday, then TNA on a Thursday, then SmackDown on a Friday, and then on the weekends, every other weekend, you've got a pay-per-view or a PLE or a special like Saturday night's main event. It's like watching wrestling's a full-time job.
No kidding. So I think they take this gift they've been given and just wear it out. They completely wear it out. Is what I think.
Just to add one more thing to what do you think about WWE's counter programming? Because I think I might have mentioned this to you before. Isn't all this counter programming and trying to harm the competition, of which has got like something like a 6% market share, and WWE has like a 90% market share? Aren't you just legitimizing the competition by?
In a way, yes, you are.
Yeah.
It never made sense to me that what they were doing. But I guess to the money guys, well, this is what we're doing. And the WWE has investors. Yes or no?
Yes.
But AEW doesn't. Mm-hmm. They only got one or two investors, and that's the Khan father and son. Is that what they got?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the sister might be on. I don't know if the sister's on the books as well, and maybe they've got a minority controlling interest with Warner Brothers Discovery, but that's about it.
Well, see, when we start getting into things like that, to me, I lose my interest, because whoever owns it, I got it. I just want what I'm concerned about is their product on TV and what they're drawing on their pay-per-views and at their houses. See, this makes live attendance or the live shows almost, they're not doing anywhere near what they used to do, because they used to try to make money on those live shows. And when a live show bombs, say in a big city, say it bombs in Madison Square Garden, I mean, that's a hell of a loss, because that's very, very expensive to run that city, advertise, rent the building, rent the security, rent this, rent that. So I was there one time. I think this is the lowest I've ever heard a Madison Square Garden house. I was on a show. I think I was with my two guys, my Eli and Jacob Blue. I think the house was like $6,000.
Yeah.
I swear to it looked like an empty. It was just empty.
So you killed the town. You're barely in the territory, man. How'd you do it?
We did kill the town, and that's the way you kill the town, because, and that's very unusual and it was a Sunday too. That was usually their day to run. I think Madison Square Garden. I'm not that familiar with the Northeast.
I bet it was like 6,000
nobody
people
in that. You could have shot a shotgun off in that place and not hit anybody. That's an old wrestling saying, but it was true.
Do you think it would have been 6,000 people rather than $6,000? Because it would have had to have been like an attendance of like 400 people then.
Oh yeah, it was 6,000 people. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I think the rent even back in those days was six figures.
Oh, I think it was $300,000.
Yeah, so the rent just for the building was like 125, 150 or something.
Well, I heard the number 300,000, and yes, and it was 6,000, not $6,000. It was 6,000 people. Which in a 21,000 seat arena is empty.
Well, WWE doesn't have that problem at the moment. I think AEW's attendance is ticking over okay. TNA's is doing almost as well as ever at the moment. So, I think the reason why people want to buy TNA is because they want to get into any sporting kind of rights stuff. So if they can build TNA up as much as they can, then try and sell, the television rights, then that's where the real money is.
Well, in TNA's defense, let me say this: we went to when I was with TNA, I was the road agent. We went to I forgot where it was. They all ran together, but they forgot to do the advertising for it, the local advertising. Oh, we pushed it on TV. But we didn't put anything else on the other TVs, and there wasn't even a newspaper ad. They were handing out flyers advertising the show as the people were walking in to buy tickets. I mean, they were already going to buy the ticket, but they were handing them these little pamphlets. And I went, what the hell happened? And that night, it was embarrassing. It was like really about 400 people. But we're already there. We're obligated. So let's run it.